Okay, breathe into your heart. Breath is very, very important. It's what connects you to the body. If you stop breathing, you'll leave your body. That's basically what happens. So as you're breathing in that oxygen, you want a lot more oxygen you can, because the body operates on that oxygen, that power. My topic, how to attain cosmic consciousness. How to attain cosmic consciousness. I think it was a man named Burke wrote a book on cosmic consciousness. I remember reading that. Now, cosmic consciousness is not the topmost consciousness. It is a step, because you then are conscious of the cosmos, what we call the cosmos, what we call the universe, what we call the galaxy. These are names and labels, just like someone was doing some research and they were talking about, there's a whole lot of different gods, this god and this higher god and that god, like it was new. Well, the Vedas teach that always. They tell you it's like a system of a corporation or a business, that you'd have the main boss, but then he or she hires or has partners with other people who do other jobs in order to accomplish whatever is their common objective, what they're doing. And remember, it isn't the result that is the value. It's every single moment that you are involved in attaining that objective or that goal, so to speak, that is you being. And in that, the more you are breathing into your heart and out of the mind, because if you follow the mind, you'll basically commit suicide. Because it's geared up for that you're not good enough, you're horrible, nobody loves you, nobody wants you, it's never going to work, you're a pile of crap, on and on, and you go. I'm so tired of hearing that from people, because it's on and on. What is it? Where is that coming from? It's all the same. You're not thinking different thoughts than everybody else. They have different language, but they're all suffering from the same disease, lack of comfort, lack of truth, because they're all caught up in these fringy, you might say, and even the orthodox kinds of religions that are getting people to conform to particular thought form systems. And it's thought forms, and that's what people are infected with, are thought form virus, basically, that it trashes your own knowing, and gives you a virtual reality awareness, okay, instead of your own divine cosmic awareness. And then beyond that is divine awareness, or beyond whatever we have words for, but that is to acknowledge your own self free of lack, limitation, poverty, misery, suffering, all of the kinds of stuff that are going on everywhere in the world. And even some people you would think had it all. They're grumpy, miserable, nasty, complaining, never help anybody else. Someone was one of the banks out there. She found that as a teller, she couldn't make enough money to take care of her child, to do all of her work, and at the end of the year, she would be coming up, losing hundreds and behind, going in debt every year from the job. And they went and they talked to the head of the bank and such, and didn't even care. No, they make billions of dollars, but they really don't care. And when you get that the people you thought cared for you, or you trusted them, but you never trusted yourself. And the key is to trust your own knowing, because you do know. You are wisdom. Not your mind, not the false ego, not the false identity that we've all put together, that we're expressing through, this is my persona and this is me. This is not me. This is, and I have that false ego thing. I've got but I don't have to operate from there. Okay? So cosmic consciousness is that step. And how you develop cosmic consciousness is actually when you learn, first of all, you want to know the Hermetic axioms. And I teach those in my book, Live Your Bliss. Also, you want to make sure you get What You Think of Me Is None of My Business and Dare to Be Great. They're all out there, and you can go to different websites or bookstores and order, but there's a lot of, my books are used books, and you can get really good deals on them. And there's little gems in all of these books. Not that you have to believe what I'm saying, not that you take that as an absolute, but you will find the absolute truth is woven along there, because I've always been following that. I've always said that my spiritual life is number one. That's most important. And I am a people pleaser because I want you to be happy. I don't call it a bad thing unless I change myself to be what you want, because that's going to please you. I don't do that. Not anymore. I used to do that. Of course, we all did that. It was, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not sexy enough. I'm not this enough. And because if I was, then I could do this and this and this. Always this is how the mind works here. And this is how all the stories go that you're watching on the movies, the books that you're reading and stories. And then when you read somebody's biography or autobiography, they're not the truth. People aren't going to tell you all their stuff. They're going to tell you what you think you want, and then you live vicariously through these people. What about your life? Oh, I just live vicariously through everybody else. Oh, yeah, I have my stars and my celebrities and my footballs and my basketball and my golf. And these are fabulous people because they can hit a ball in a hole. Wow. And you could throw it really far. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. And we're going to watch it how they did it. And they came around this angle and they threw the ball. Woo! I mean, it's like, I can't get excited over that. It's just, to me, it's the same old, same old. So being the same old, okay, so to get cosmic consciousness, you have to get earth consciousness. And now people don't get that because they're wearing shoes. We did. I used to have a lot of shoes, and you have to remember all that leather comes off, ripping it off the skin of the animal that had to die and be tortured so that people could have all these leather shoes, 100 of them, or 25 or 35, or all, so they look good and they're sexy and they'll be attractive and they'll get somebody or they'll make some money. It's all this kind of stuff. So that's the way it goes. And you say, yeah, but you have to be realistic. What does realistic mean? It means limit yourself. When people say be realistic, it means limit yourself. Do what we told you to do. Okay, so to be cosmic conscious, you have to be earth conscious. There's a book called Earthing, very, very good. Not that I've read the book. I have the book because I was already an earther. It's the same as you get more in touch with what's natural. See, I make all my food that I make from scratch, so if I'm going to have sourdough rye pancakes, I'm going to make sourdough out of the rye first, and then I'll put it in and make that, and then I'll make it with other healthy products if I can. And so I start everything. So it takes a lot of time and energy. And yet, what happens is people not doing that, they have to go out and work really hard so they can buy packaged food that somebody else bought, so they can go to the deli because they don't have time to make it. And they could get another pizza that just goes in the stomach and all that. And then people will wonder after a while they get said, well, don't worry about it, you get a medicine for it. Oh, don't worry about it, we'll cut that part out. You don't need it anyway. You don't need it, We'll get ready, you don't need your that, you don't need that. And then we'll give you an artificial one, and then we'll get one from somebody else. Which is one of the biggest businesses out there. So when you're getting body parts, who'd you get them from? Anyway, so earthing them is, see, people, what happens is, a lot of people, they do not take their shoes off outside. And they're embarrassed about their feet. And unless we can, like even in the shoes I have on now, because it's just snow and it's actually too cold for the feet. And I had this old pair of hiking boots that I got in this consignment store, because they're really old, but they're real wide, like I'm not wearing a pair of shoes, but it does have some leather on it from skin of an animal from a long time ago, but that's all. Anyway, for out here, and as much as I can, I've already started going barefooted again at home, and I've been working in the garden and getting my hands in the soil, and I've got the seeds growing. Then I got to figure out what I do with the next seed. Children need to learn how to grow a garden. Well, no, my child knows how to make a computer and everything, because they'll never have to have a garden, because they can go to McDonald's and they can go to restaurants and eat, because they'll be rich. They don't have to cook. For God's sake, they ever clean their house, they'll have somebody else clean their house, because, oh no, they're never going to be like that. Most people are afraid because they don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how life works. And to have cosmic consciousness, you have to be earthing, merge yourself into the heart of the earth. And when we do that, we start taking back our natural powers and abilities. The water, the oxygen, the earth, the fire. These are all these are our elements that we create with. But when we got hacked by the mind virus, got infected by this virus, which is highly contagious, and it makes people believe that they are a physical meat stick that's going to be born and die, and so they have the appearance of death, and they're all real shocked when they notice they didn't. But then they're looking at the body and going to their funeral to make sure how many cars showed up and how many flowers they got and who really felt bad and who didn't. Get over it. Over it. And the in my past life, in my past life I was, in my past life. You know what? You've had unlimited numbers of these little deals. Because you fuel it. See, you don't have to get better. There's nothing wrong with you. You just have to, all it is to get real. And the first thing is to get yourself and your body, which is made of these elements that are yours and part of your bag of creative tools that then you give to the mind to use. So it produces then all these dying trees that are around Castle Lake. That wouldn't have happened. Oh, no. Because it would have been taken care of. Or you wouldn't have brought in the elements that cause disease. The food that causes disease, the pharmaceuticals that cause the torture and lack, the energy weapons, to be able to weather modify, all these things. Let me change the environment. Let me make it different. Let me make it my way, and let me harness your emotional energy. Do not react. Once you get centered, get yourself in nature. I invite you to come to my retreats. Because those that want to, they can do as much outdoor as they want. Others who don't want to do too much of that, you're still going to want to just do some of the basics. And you'll get some people that their bodies are so heavy, they can't even sit on the floor because they're so stiff and so wanting comfort. Forget the comfort deal. Oh, it's so convenient. It's so comfortable. But what's the cost? If you take a look at all the convenience stuff, all the technology, all the machines, all of this that was going to make your life easier, Use your intelligence, divine intelligence, not schooling, not your degrees, not your so-called expertise in this one chosen field. If perhaps you're being run by someone else who told you that was all true instead of yourself. See, what I offer, and what, because it works, because what I use is I offer the knowledge and the awareness and my realizations, but I'll give you the links and the sources that I found this, but these are only... That knowledge isn't something I used to memorize so that I could speak it because I memorized it and I told you that's the way no. I know it because then by observation, by my own personal experience, by my own divine wisdom, I can discern truth from false. So cosmic consciousness begins with earth consciousness. Take back your earthly powers and abilities. Immerse yourself in the earth. Grow your food. Make sure you have pure water, clean air. These are vital, and these are the very areas that are being attacked continuously. So you know whoever or whatever is doing that is not a divine being. And when you realize that, you have realized you do not trust what you hear, what anybody says, what you read. Don't make it an absolute unless it is an absolute, which is you are absolute love. And the way you experience it is when you love the divine, your beloved, your partner who is with you, that you are with continuously, because you are unified. And then I am unified with you. And then I endeavor for your welfare because I don't have envy. Envy then is a symptom that a person is infected with the mind virus that makes them go through birth and death. That's all it is. It's it's a death system, and you do not die at all. But the way they could get rid of whatever thought system they don't want is they just kill them. They just get rid of them. They're gone. Because then that can't be there anymore. But you know truth. And with the power you have is a power over what you do and what you say and where you are and how you're living your life. And all is possible to you, my darling, when you know how it operates, so that you can manifest for yourself beyond what is scripted for you, what is programmed for you, what your astrology says, what your numerology says. You take back your powers. Yes, that's what I do with my career mentoring. Come up and do workshops, seminars, all-day workshops, phone counseling. Get it happening. Big hugs. I love you.